Hi, this is Danielle. Let's talk about adolescence. Adolescence is a transitional time when the brain is undergoing incredible changes. It can last from the ages of around 12 and spans all the way up until about 25. Now, you might be wondering what actually is happening in the brain during this time? Well, let's find out. Although there are many things happening, there are two large structural brain changes. Let's talk about those. This first one has to do with gray matter. Gray matter are your actual nerve cells. These are called neurons. During adolescence, let me back up. During the age before adolescence, so all the way up until 10 or 11, children are acquiring new knowledge. They absorb information. They learn things so fast, like you can't believe it. Every time they learn something, they have new neurons. They're growing neurons. Neurons are connecting in different ways. All of this is called gray matter. And then we reach adolescence. During adolescence, the brain says, I no longer want tons and tons of knowledge. What I want is only what I'm using. I want to be efficient. So a process called pruning happens during adolescence, and this means that we see a decrease in gray matter. So this means that if you took tap dancing lessons when you were 8, but you haven't tap danced in a very long time, those neurons are going to disappear. If you're not using the knowledge, the neurons are pruned and they disappear. So during adolescence, we see a huge decrease in the amount of gray matter or neurons in the brain. Okay, simultaneously, let's talk about white matter. White matter is increasing. White matter means that there is a fatty substance called myelin that will cover the tails of neurons. And this is a really great thing. This fatty substance, this myelin, is white or whitish in color, so this is called white matter. This insulates the neurons. It helps the neurons to be very quick, speedy, very efficient. So like this said, myelination, or this means as white matter is added, it creates a 3,000-fold increase in a neuron's ability. And that's wild. So we're losing the amount of neurons there, but the neurons are insulated, they're myelinated, they're incredibly fast. So what we see here, the end goal of these two processes is that by the end of adolescence, so when you get to approximately age 25, the brain is very quick and it's very efficient. And the brain is unencumbered by unnecessary information. Anything you weren't using, it's gone now. But what is remaining is incredibly efficient. It's fast. You can access it quickly. These are some really cool changes that are happening during adolescence. I am so happy that my brain is efficient. Now, it is true we will never be as smart as a 5th grader because as of adolescence, we simply don't have the same amount of gray matter. What we have is efficient, but there's not as much there. All right, now here's the thing. Cool changes, but there are repercussions to all of this happening, all of the changing and transitioning, and it will affect your life or your student or your child's life as an adolescent. We need to talk about this. So a few options here. You can check out my book. I go into depth about what happens and how to deal with it, or like, subscribe, and check out some other videos, and we'll dive in